not clickbait. On March 9th, I'll be hosting my last theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else.
Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another video. So I wanted to come on here to talk about MatPat because it looks like he is going to be retiring from YouTube. Now you guys may have or may have not heard about this, and honestly it has been a huge shock to the YouTube community. And a lot of people at first thought that this was a joke and it wasn't actually real and he wasn't actually going to be retiring. But yes guys, it's not a joke, he's actually retiring. Because recently on his channel, The Game Theorist, he put out a video titled Goodbye Internet. And literally the first thing that he says at the beginning of this video is, "This is not clickbait." And in this video, he talks about him retiring from YouTube and giving the channel to somebody else.
This channel has been going for 13 years. I think in total, it's somewhere around like 1,200 theories. And only half of those are FNAF. Shocking. I know, we actually did stuff that wasn't FNAF related. But this has been a literal third of my life. And I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss this. I value what we have here. I value this conversation, this openness, this relationship that we share. And I'm sad that I won't be able to see you every week.
And man, I just gotta say, he looks really emotional in this video. And I totally understand it. I mean, if you've been doing this for like 13 years of your life, putting your whole heart and soul into it, and being used to coming to this every single day of your life, making great, informative, and entertaining content for people, and then suddenly announcing that you're gonna be retiring from the channel and handing it off to somebody else after March, is just a really big thing. Because if you guys are not familiar with the Game Theorist channel, or any of the other Theorist channels that he runs, like these channels have had massive success, and MatPat has been on the platform ever since really it started, and he was one of the early YouTubers. And speaking of early YouTubers, I actually happen to notice that there is this trend of these YouTubers who have been on the platform for a very long time, ever since really the beginning of YouTube, leaving the platform more and more. And I don't necessarily know if one of the reasons why these guys are leaving the platform now is because of the way that the platform is heading, or if they're just leaving because they want to live the rest of their lives the way they want to live it. Because in MatPat's video talking about his retirement and how he's going to be handing over the channel, he reflects on him getting older and wanting to spend more time with his family, and he wants to be able to do things that aren't necessarily for content.
Steph and I have known this video would be coming for the last 3 years. We weren't sure it was necessarily going to be today. We didn't know exactly when it would fall, but we knew it was going to happen eventually. That's why over the last couple of years, we've been staffing up so much. That's why we partnered with a larger company to help run the channels. That's why we've been spending so much time outside of this box, training up the team to make the best videos that they can. Because we knew that we couldn't do this forever. We knew that, honestly, we didn't want to do this forever. For as much as I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where I'm sitting down at dinner with my best friend and we're talking about business logistics, or we're talking about animatronic toes. I miss the days where I could just sit down on the couch with her and play video games and it's not for content, or I'm playing a game and I'm not thinking about what theories are going to come out of that. I miss it. So that's a big reason. That was a big one right there. But also just the internet's changing. My life has changed in the last 13 years. I mentioned Ali before. He's the coolest little dude, and he's getting older by the minute. And I watch him, and he has so much fun, and he is so much smarter than I was when I was his age. He also probably knows the FNAF lore better than I do, which is a problem that I should probably address at some point. But honestly, I want to be able to spend more time with him.
Now, the key and main part of this video that I really wanted to go over is the part where he talks about how he isn't the only one who runs the show, and that the show is more than the host, essentially, as there are a lot of people behind the scenes that do a lot of work, and they are essentially the brains behind the operation. This is all paraphrasing, by the way. And MatPat actually goes as far as to say that most of the content in his videos are not his own. And in this part of the video, he talks about who he is going to be handing the channels over to, and who will become the new host of these channels.
I think in a lot of ways, we almost function kind of like the Doctor Who of YouTube, where as one host fades away, a new one kind of respawns in their place. And they're able to put their own unique spin and flavor on the format and make it their unique thing. You have eras of the different theorist channels. And so, you know, my era is fading away and someone new is coming in. Maybe this is the David Tennant to Matt Smith transition, right? That was a good, solid series of episodes right there. So who then is going to be taking over the channels? Well, I don't know if you've noticed this, but fewer and fewer of the words that I'm saying in any given episode are actually mine. If you go down to the credits, you can actually see in the description that there are certain names that have been appearing more and more frequently. Like, yeah, I'm listed on every single one as the writer because I touch every single script, I polish it into my voice, but in all honesty, the bulk of what I'm saying is coming from someone else. It's their research, it's their work. Why should they have to filter their creativity through my voice? I've always envisioned these channels as a place where we could spotlight all sorts of creators. I mean, it even goes back to the original URL of this channel, right? It isn't game theory, it was always the game theorists, because this was a place where you could find a lot of like-minded creators, all with a passion for gaming and education. That's why we had the partner shows like Gaijin Goomba with Culture Shock, or Drake with Smash History, or Ryder with A Brief History, or Austin with The Science, and Lee with The Breakdown. They were all here because we all had a similar goal: to educate people through the lens of gaming. And then YouTube pivoted and then made it so that way doing a channel in that style doesn't really work anymore. But we still tried to keep that ethos alive by making sure that we're regularly covering small indie projects. Stuff like OnlyCans, like Mandela Catalog, like OWO. OWO? See? I learned. But if we're doing that for all these other creators, why aren't we doing it for the creators on our own staff who have been in the trenches doing the research, writing these words to deliver to you over the last couple years? I have been fortunate. I have been so blessed to have this platform available to me that you've given me over the last 13 years. But I think now it's time to pass it on to the next generation.
Now, despite MatPat stepping down and retiring from these channels, and him not being in every video anymore, at least good things are going to be coming from this, and I'm really excited for what these creators have in store for us, and overall, it's just really, really good stuff, except for the fact that MatPat is leaving. But at the same time, I guess he gets to spend time with his family, do some more of the things that he wouldn't necessarily be able to do if he were still doing the game theorists and all of his other theory channels. So yeah, I think this is going to be really, really cool, and I can't wait to see what happens. Now, before you guys click off the video, it's not quite over yet. MatPat talks about what he will be doing after he stops being the host for these channels and he retires from YouTube, in which it looks like he is going to be brainstorming and still be helping with the content, but he just won't be the face of the channels anymore, which will allow the new host to take over. He also talks about how he wants to practice his runway walking, and he also is going to be working on an animation show. And on top of that, if you thought that was crazy enough, he is also going to be developing a video game.
And that just kind of leaves us with one final question, right? Which is, what about me? You know, where do I go? Do I just retire to a beach somewhere? Do I whip a nene off into the distance? No. I'll still be here. Obviously, first off, we've got our final 10 episodes, like I said, so that's, well, it wasn't 10 episodes. However many episodes are left between now and March 9th, we got those. I'm going to be on GT Live from now until the foreseeable future, probably until the end of the summer. That feels about right. And then we have the big going away video on March 9th. After that, I, stand aside as Santi, Lee, Amy, and Tom step up and take over the hosting role. But I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be alongside the creative directors talking about programming, brainstorming ideas for upcoming episodes. That's awesome. I love that. I don't want to give that up. But the other cool thing about this is that it opens up the door for me to turn the script. For the last 13 years, I've been commenting on other people's IP, but now that I'm stepping out of those roles, I get to create the IP. Still as a part of Theorist, but I get to create things that are going to challenge those new hosts of the channel. Things that I've had in the back of my mind from years of studying media that I can now make a reality, and the channels can comment on them. Things like, for instance, I have a lo-fi mystery series that I think you're really gonna dig. It's basically like if you took a lo-fi channel and applied an ARG narrative to it, it becomes lore-fi. I am so stoked about this. The music is sounding really good. The animations are coming together really well. That's going to be launching in a couple weeks. We'll see if Lee over on Film Theory is going to be able to solve it. In April, I'm actually going to be coming back onto Style Theory to host a giant fashion show that we're doing there. We all collectively had this thought of like, hey, online brands, online influencers are coming up with their own apparel lines. Why is there no place to showcase that sort of stuff? And then it hit us like, hey, we have a style and fashion channel. Why aren't we doing it ourselves? Creators in Fashion by Style Theory, that is coming to you in April, hosted by me. Some of the time that I'm not hosting the channels, I'm going to be practicing my runway walk. Because let me tell you, if I'm sashaying down the runway, if I'm stomping the runway, it's not going to be pretty right now. So I need to practice that a little bit. There's also this animation show that we did a pilot for in like the middle of last year. It's basically like if you took Gravity Falls, but aged it up and made it about adulting. It's really, really solid. And also there's this video game idea that I've wanted to do for like so long that I've never had the opportunity to really like dive into and make reality. But now it's my chance to step into the role of Scott Cawthon and challenge the new game theorist.
So yeah, I'm happy that he has things to go to after this, and it's not just like he's gonna go to the beach and just live his life on vacation all the time. I mean, that would be pretty cool, but I mean, at least he's doing things that further his creativity, and I honestly really cannot wait to see these projects because they do sound really cool. Now for the rest of the video, he actually goes over some of like his best moments, and he reflects on the evolution of his content. Now actually something I forgot to say was that MatPat, like, he's not done until March 9th, and he will actually be having a 10-week farewell party before the final celebration on March 9th. Now, I don't know what he's going to be doing on the 9th for his celebration, but I would like to assume it's going to be something crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for his video, and it's going to be really sad not having MatPat on the Game Theorist channel anymore, or any of the other channels, but it also is a good thing because now he gets to spend more time with his family, and also these new hosts for these channels get to come in and show off everything that they got. So yeah, essentially, I don't think this retirement is really like a bad thing. I think it's actually pretty cool. And I know a lot of people are going to be not too happy about this because, you know, he was their childhood and they would always watch his videos. But like for MatPat and his team, this is pretty damn cool. Now with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you happen to make it all the way to the end of the video, comment the word end as an end of video if you were able to make it to this point. Now, as of recently, I have been reading super thanks donations here on my video at the end of every video. And for the people who don't know what a super thanks donation is, it's basically a donation in the comments. And if you happen to leave one of those on any of my recent videos, I will respond to it at the end of my next video. Now for this video right here, we actually have 2 super thanks donations, in which the first one comes from Isaac Del Porte. Hopefully I said that right. And they said, I started watching you a week ago and I love your channel so much, dude. Well, I'm happy that you're loving the channel. It really means the world to me. The work you put in doesn't go unnoticed, so keep up the amazing work. Also, I just wanted to say L Kick, love you, Breone. Well, once again, it means the world to me and I really appreciate your support. And I'm really happy that that video on Jack Doherty blew up because now I have you guys here watching the videos and now I have a lot more people to entertain. And that's really cool to me because this channel has been a really bumpy ride. But thank you once again for the $2, I think Australian. I don't know if I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now the second super thanks donation comes from SBX Edits, in which they said, I've never used Kick myself, but Jack Doherty should be banned for at least 12 freaking years. The thing is, he doesn't care about his life and is harassing people for no reason. I'm new to the channel and I love your content. Keep it up. Now, as much as people want it, he's not going to get banned for 12 years, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, not even longer than a day. And yeah, who cares about their life and harassing other people if you can make a shit ton of money doing it and become a millionaire, a multi-millionaire? That's quite frankly what Jack is doing. But yeah, anyways, welcome to the channel and I definitely will keep the content up. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. I think that's $2 Australian, or it's a different currency. I don't know. But thank you guys once again. Now I'd like to take a moment to thank my members. Thank you guys so much for your additional support to the channel. If you're not currently a member yourself and you would like to become a member, there is a join button down below. And the lowest tier is $3 a month. It's really cheap and you get some special perks, which include getting shouted out at the end of every video, on top of some other cool perks. So go check it out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as it will help promote the video in the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and my name is Breone, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.
Shit it all out.